What's going on? My name is Tristan Phillips, and I am the owner and operator of a gym called Primal Revival. Today I'm here to walk you through a movement system called Original Strength. Original Strength is a system that looked at the grand design of the human body. The human species was meant to move well for our whole existence. The problem is these days that is not exactly the case. We're all sitting far more than the human species was designed to sit. In fact, the human species wasn't designed to sit at all. That position is not something that's in our DNA. So it's very common these days for people after the age of 25, 30 years old to have a ton of aches and pains. Back problems, knee problems, shoulder problems, neck pain. Even it's getting younger and younger these days because of the increase in usage of computers and cell phones and all this. And that's just our existence. But there is a lot that we can do to undo what the sitting is doing to us. Now, since I've learned Original Strength, it has changed my life. I am pushing 41 years old, and I move better now than ever. Super mobile, full splits, no pain, everything's moving really well. Thanks to this system. So, this system has 3 pillars to the system. Pillar 1 is diaphragmatic breathing. So your diaphragm is down here, and if you watch a baby breathe, it's all in the belly. All right. We have this other kind of breathing, which is a fight or flight breathing up in the chest. So right now, take a big deep breath in, and you'll feel it goes all the way up into your chest and then out. So that is not how the human species was designed to breathe. If you watch a baby breathe, it's all in the belly. All right. So that's one pillar, diaphragmatic breathing. We'll cover that more extensively in a little bit. Then we have vestibular stimulation. So your vestibular system is your balance system, all right? And that is stimulated when we move our head through all these ranges of motion. So when you're a kid, you're rolling and rocking and climbing and flipping and cartwheeling, all this stuff. As an adult, our life turns into a lot of this and this. We don't even turn our head to check our blind spots anymore. And our vestibular system gets very sluggish because of that. The third pillar is stimulating your gait pattern or crossing midline. So your gait pattern is the way you walk. So that's your gait pattern. And there's a bunch of ways that we can stimulate that. Or crossing midline, which means taking one limb from one side of your body, crossing the midline of your body and touching the opposite side. And these are called cross crawls. We will cover these in a little bit too. So these 3 pillars are the foundation of this system. All right, now in this system, there are 5 main resets, and these are all things that you have seen babies do. All right, so the 5 resets are breathing, as we just covered, head control, which is your vestibular stimulation, rocking, rolling, and crawling, or gait pattern work. So today, we're going to go through each of these resets, and we are going to cover 3 different variations of each reset. Now, the way this system goes, it goes by a good, better, best system where all these movements are good for you. There are certain movements that are going to be best for you today, and some you're going to have to earn over time. But we're going to know immediately if these movements are good. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to start everything with a movement baseline. So what I want you to do, I want you to get into a squat position, and you're just going to squat down as deep as you can, and just feel what that feels like. And then stand back up. You do that 2 or 3 times. I'm going to show you from the side also. So just squatting down, seeing what that feels like. Come back up. All right? Another thing that we're going to have you try is a toe touch. So you're going to bring your feet together. Heels and toes together. You're going to reach down and touch your toes. If you can't reach your toes, that's fine. Get to where you can and make note of it. If you can reach your toes, let's see how far you can go. Can you go to your first knuckle, your second knuckle, palms flat on the floor? Just see what you can do. All right? And you're just doing this to see where you're at right now. And then we're going to go through a bunch of resets. I'm going to retest. All right? So we're going to go over breathing first. Breathing is the foundation of everything. So we're going to start out on your back. Your knees are bent. All right? You're going to put one hand, put it on your belly button, low on your belly button. And one hand in your chest. And you're going to breathe in through your nose, out through your nose. All right? Slow breath in, slow breath out. So it's important that your tongue remains on the roof of your mouth, right behind your teeth. If you're not sure what that means, if you swallow, you'll feel your tongue go right there. You just keep it there. So you'll notice as I'm breathing, it's all going into my belly. Now, it might not happen naturally for you right away. You're just going to keep working at it. So you can do that about 10 times. Just keep breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. Slow breath in, slow breath out. Give me 2 more breaths. And 1 more breath. All right, and stand up, shake it out for a second, and now what you're gonna do is you're gonna retest that squat out. You need to see if you notice any change. All right, and once you've tested the squat, you can test your toe touch also. All right, so your diaphragm, which is involved in your breathing, also stabilizes your hips and your spine. Chances are, some of you noticed some change to your range of motion without us stretching anything. So this just shows you, us getting our diaphragm functioning a little better is gonna help us move better throughout our day. But we're gonna do 2 more positions. So the next one is on your back again. And now what you're gonna do, take your knees and you're gonna pull them towards your chest. And you're gonna breathe here. Now from here, what I want you to do, I want you to try to breathe. I want you to expand your belly into your thighs right here. You might feel like a stretch on your lower back. Remember, tongue's on the roof of the mouth, behind your teeth. Slow, long breath in, slow, long breath out. You're going to give me 3 more breaths. All right, and then stand back up. And let's retest our squat. So bring it down. And that is significantly deeper than it was before. All right, and retest that toe touch. Also getting much better. All right, we're gonna cover 1 more position today. This is called crocodile breathing. So crocodile breathing, you're gonna lay on your stomach. Forehead is on your hands, just like this. So now in this position, you wanna use the ground for feedback, and you wanna feel your stomach expanding into the ground, not your chest. So hold that position, just breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. Stand up and let's retest our movements. So squat down, see how it feels. That is feeling really good for me. All right, and let's try that toe touch out. Also feeling really good. All right, so I'm sure most of you have felt some change there. Now it's just breathing. So now we're going to go through the other patterns as well, just to keep this somewhat short. But we're going to move into the vestibular stimulation, or the head control. So from here, we're going to get into what's called a TV watching position. All right, so from here, you're on your forearms. Make sure you don't sink into the ground. Get nice and tall. All right, now from here, what you're going to do, leading with your eyes, you're going to look down as low as you can, up as high as you can. All right, so looking up and down. As you look up, you'll probably feel some muscle activation in your upper back. That is not a bad thing. And notice that this position is exactly the opposite of the way your back looks when you're sitting on a couch or sitting at a computer desk. All right, give me one more. And I'm gonna go into head turns. Just going side to side, trying to see our feet. So here you wanna keep your chin high, over your shoulders, not down here, all right? Try to stay nice and tall. And you might not be able to see your feet right now, that's okay. That's just what you're aiming for. And notice that I'm moving more than my neck. My head is leading the movement, but I'm letting my body move. Just going side to side. And this will feel really good for most of you. All right, so that's one position for head nods. All right, the next one we're gonna go into is called commando rocking. So the commando position, you're on your forearms and your knees. I want you to make sure that you have a nice proud chest. So don't let your back round out here. Get to where you can. Head is up. And now you can do your head nods here. Down and up. This is probably going to be a pretty tight position for most of you. It doesn't mean it's not making a positive change. Good. Give me one more. And now those same head turns going side to side. Big movement. Now you're trying to see your own hips. All right, very good. We got one more head nod position that we're gonna do. This one's gonna be on your back. All right, so what you're gonna do, you're gonna start out by tucking your chin. All right, and then you're gonna roll the head up. And as you come down, you're gonna keep that chin tucked. Once you get all the way down, you're gonna look up. All right, come down, roll, and up. If this makes you feel dizzy or nauseous, just cut the range of motion short. So you might be coming here today, and that's okay. As you get better, it becomes a bigger movement. As you chin tuck, you should feel your abs turn on. As you come down, you should feel your upper back fire up as you do that. Just give me one more. All right, now let's stand up. And I want you to shake it out a little bit and retest your squat. Now, I'm sure you guys have been watching me, see how much deeper I'm getting already. All right, now let's try that toe touch out. And that's feeling a little better too. So pretty crazy. We just breathe and move our head around, and our body is starting to move a little bit better. All right, so next we're gonna go into rocking. So rocking is, you're gonna start out with your hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips. And we're gonna start out today with your toes pulled under your feet, and you're just gonna rock front and back. Nice, proud chest. Now, this is the beginning of strength training for the human species. So you will feel, as you rock forward, you'll feel the abs fire up a little bit, your upper body fires up when you rock back. You'll feel the hips and your back turn on. So front to back. All right, if this bothers your wrists, just don't go as far forward. Again, we have to give our body a chance to catch up to this. So front to back, all right? And you can also do this with your toes pointed away. So my toes are under, you can point them away and rock there. All right, so both of them are good, and they both kind of give you a little different benefit. All right, so that was regular rocking. Now commando rocking, we already did for our head nods. So that's just coming back down to the forearms. All right, and that same thing, I'm gonna rock forward and back. This is really good for your scapula. All right, make sure you're keeping a proud chest here. Don't let your body round out at the bottom. Stay nice and tall, eyes straight. Rock front to back. Try to keep your forearms parallel. And you can play around with the speeds. Slow is different than fast. So slowing the movement down, you'll feel a lot more stuff turning on. All right. And now one more. This is one arm rocking. So you can pull your toes under or point them away, like whatever you feel more confident doing. And from that regular rocking position, you're just gonna pick one arm up, put it on your opposite shoulder. And now what you wanna make sure you're doing is you're rocking straight forward, right back. Your body will try to center over this arm, but I want you to keep it straight. And you will start to feel how your left shoulder ties to your right hip through your core. All right, so just rock front and back. And if you're holding onto your shoulder, you will feel your shoulder fire up as you come forward. All right, let's switch sides. All right. And then stand up. Shake it out a little bit. Let's retest those movements. So back to the squat. And that is feeling nice and loose. All right. Try that toe touch. Also feeling nice and loose. All right. So that was breathing, head control, rocking. Now we're going into rolling. So rolling is going to really get our vestibular system activated. It's also going to involve what's called our proprioceptive system, which is our body's body mapping of our body. We have these sensors all in our skin that helps tell our brain how big our body is, how long our arms are, how long our legs are. All right, so the first thing that we're going to do is called an egg roll. So an egg roll, you're on your back, pulling those knees in like we did in that breathing position. And what you're going to do is you're going to turn your head to the side and then let your body roll to the side. You can turn your head the other way and rotate the other way. Eyes are leading, body is following. I'm going to show you from this angle so you can see what my head's doing. So I turn, and when I get there, I'm going to rotate as far as I can. Then I turn my head the other way. Notice my legs haven't moved yet. And then I let them roll when they want. What you want to avoid doing is keeping your neck in line. Like this is what you don't want to do. All right? Notice how my neck is in line with my spine versus my head leading the movement each direction. All right? So that's called an egg roll. All right? The next one that we're going to do is called a windshield wiper. So a windshield wiper, on your back, arms are out to the sides, and now this is a lower body roll. So now what we're going to do is you're just going to roll with the hips, side to side. Keep your shoulder blades on the ground. All right, so you want to make sure that as you're rolling to the side, if you feel your shoulder wants to pop up, stop your legs right there. Only go as far as you can with your legs without your opposite shoulder popping up off the ground. And this should feel pretty wonderful on your back. And you can very easily progress this by just extending out your top leg once you get there. You'll feel a nice stretch going on. It goes all the way up this hamstring, all around his back to your opposite shoulder. And stretch. All right, so these are called windshield wipers. All right, so we're going to do one more. This is called an upper body segmental roll. So let's see. So from here, you're going to set up in this position. Legs are straight, arms are over your head. And what you're going to do is you're going to take your arm and you're going to roll in a downward angle until your body rolls over. And then you're going to roll back. This is going to be easier said than done. Notice that my legs are dead weight. All right, so I'm not pushing off my leg. I'm reaching with my head and my arm, and my body is following. My lower body is following. From side to side. All right, I'm going to show you from a different angle. This is one of the harder rolls for people to get down. So notice I'm rolling in a downward angle. I'm not rolling up here. Downward angle, boom. And then back. Downward angle, and boom. All right. And then stand up. And let's retest those positions. So squat. That's feeling pretty good. Toe touch. Also feeling pretty good. Okay. So we have one more reset to cover. and that is the gait pattern stimulation or crossing midline. So very simply, a cross crawl is a very simple way to cover a gait pattern and to also cross midline. And that starts out with just us touching opposite hand to opposite leg. All right? If you can get to the hand, bring it to your forearm. If you can bring it to the forearm, you bring it to your elbow. Make sure you're making contact. Just going side to side. Now there's a lot more going on here than it looks. So I'm sure you guys have heard that the right hemisphere of your brain controls the left side of your body and vice versa. So when I'm raising my right hand, it's my left hemisphere that I'm just firing up. The minute you cross midline and touch the opposite side of your body, both hemispheres activate and they create a neural pathway. So they literally help our body realize where we are in space and time. So that was the cross crawl. These are simple, you can do them anywhere. I highly suggest peppering them into your day. All right, next is baby crawling. All right, this is something that is gonna seem funny as an adult to do, but it is awesome. So on your hands and knees, opposite hand, opposite leg. All right, and I'm gonna have you just crawl forwards and backwards. All right, you're dragging your feet a little bit, keep your head up. You might find at this point that the back of your neck's getting a little bit fatigued. That's just because you haven't been holding your head up for this long in a very long time. I'll show you on an angle so you can see it a little better. So notice, as I'm crawling, that my hand and opposite leg are landing at the same time. And I'm dragging the tops of my feet. All right? Now if you do this for long enough, you'll notice a lot of stuff turning on. Your upper back muscles, your triceps, your rotator cuffs, your hips are firing up. Really, really cool stuff. I got one more for you, and that's called a leopard crawl. So the baby crawl is the foundation of the leopard crawl. The leopard crawl, come to the same position, but you pick your knees up off the ground. And now, you're doing that same pattern, but you're only on your hands and your feet versus your hands and your knees. All right, now notice that my knees are still close to the ground. Don't let the butt jump up like this. Keep it close to the ground, eyes straight ahead. Opposite hand, opposite leg, landing simultaneously. Easier said than done.